Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Stellaris and Ancient Relics as the Birdmen Consortium. We shall spread bird law to the galaxy, so let's go ahead and jump right into things. I'll be back when something interesting happens. Here we go, we have unlocked basic combat roles. Let's go ahead and upgrade our ships and research a new technology. Having a look here, I'm thinking I would maybe like to get auxiliary fire control, or maybe better, lasers. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up fusion reactors because that's actually quite important for being able to upgrade your ships in the long run. Also, we now are officially over our Empire sprawl, so that's going to have a little bit of trouble. It's going to make our science research a little bit slower and our Unity gain a little bit slower, but we should be able to overcome that in the long run. So right here, we are upgrading our interceptor design with the combat computer swarm. We're going to save that and go ahead and do the exact same thing with our Picket Corvette. We're going to give it the swarm configuration as well to give it just that little bit of extra evasion. And here we go, we have found a first result of the moon bump anomaly. Preliminary excavations indicate that the celestial object came straight down on top of a sprawling city. At the time of impact, inhabitants were at a technological level on par with early spaceflight. As Congath 3A currently does not sustain any sapient species, it is reasonable to assume that the event was the beginning of the end of the civilization. It's unclear whether the giant rock landed smack on top of a city by design, or it's just a bizarre, catastrophic accident. We found a minor artifact, and we're going to go ahead and keep digging. I'm excited to see what this event has in store for us. So now that we have fully built up one of our trade stations, in order to make my life a little bit easier, what I'm actually going to do is trade for consumer goods. That way I don't quite need to build so many. So we're going to go and change our trade policy from wealth creation to consumer benefits. And what this will do is will give us a benefit of consumer goods, which will mean that we don't quite need so many consumer goods factories, which means we can focus more on other things on our planet so that we don't have to use those extremely valuable building slots for those things. And we have just finished our very first robot assembly plant, and we're building our very first robot pop, which means we can now do robot modding. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. Oh, I was wrong. We actually have to finish the robot pop first. Whoopsies. I'll be back when that happens. And I decided here to go ahead and get myself one more science ship so that I can do assist research over my planet, which will give me a boost in my science. I should have been doing this a while ago, but it's totally fine that we weren't, because we will get a 10% boost to our research here, and that'll slowly scale up as this guy levels up, and he will get experience from doing this. I think he gets about 1 experience per day, although I can't remember off the top of my head. And now that we have another trading star base over here, we're going to go ahead and grab the off-world trading company, although I do need a little bit of minerals, so we're going to go ahead and sell some alloys rather. So I'm going to go ahead and sell some of these minerals and then pick up some alloys. And it looks like our guarantee of independence on the Balmacosa Republic has paid off, and they're looking to get a non-aggression pact with me. I'm going to go ahead and agree to that because it will mean that we are in a happier relationship with these guys. I also might like to get a commercial pact. It will cost us a little bit of influence, but we will get a mixture of cash and goods from this, and it'll also increase our friendship level. And a research agreement might also be a good deal as well, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too, because I want to have really good trust and really good friendship with these guys, because we do actually have a pretty good relationship, and I want to harbor that so that I can kind of avoid going to war. And here we have it, our very first extra colony has finished. Now I am tempted to maybe try and resettle some people over here, but I'm going to avoid doing that because that would potentially put my robot assembly plant out of action. For now though, we're going to go ahead and let things just continue as it is, because we've got 2 colonists here providing us with some extra special stuff in the form of food and amenities. And we have finished an archaeological site. I think it's the site over here in Congath. We're going to go ahead and have a look here. Tunneling at the center of the impact zone became evident how the giant space rock crashed. The locality had been the anchor point of a surface to orbit tether, a space elevator leading from the planet all the way to a small moon. Due to some accident or severe miscalculations done by the engineering department, the tether pulled the space rock too hard, upsetting the centrifugal forces and shifting the moon just inside the gravity well. With the gravity now the enemy, even the super dense structure of the space elevator could only slow the moon's descent, not stop it. Menacingly, inexorably, the rock came crashing down on the helpless city. This feels like a bit of a reference to, I don't know, maybe it's not a reference, but it kind of feels like a reference to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I could be wrong though. And we just finished adaptive bureaucracy, which is going to make it easier for us to get some leaders. Let's go ahead and pick our new research. Habitability plus 5% is not terrible. I would like to pick up the planetary capital. It would be a very nice boost to our empire. I think I am going to go ahead here though and pick up the society research from researcher jobs, because that'll give me more research to research more things. Similarly, we just finished a research here in engineering, and it was the Corvette hull points, and now we could go ahead and research crystal mines. But again, I'm going to go for the engineering research because I want to be able to research faster, better, and stronger. And we finished another research. This is the fusion reactor, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade our ships as well. And we might go ahead and pick up the moat harvesting traps, although we are quite a bit of ways from actually getting that. We're trying to leapfrog our way over here in order to pick this up, just to try and grab as much of this land as possible so that we can take use of it. For now, though, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and just grab the moat harvesting trap because it's a relatively quick and easy technology to do. And we're going to come into our ships here and plug in the new fusion generators, which will hopefully result in slightly better performance for these ships. It will give them a small bit of evasion and DPS, but that's not the main reason that we're picking that up. And so we have also unlocked our next unity point. We're going to go ahead and take prosperity here, which will increase our mining output by 10%. And I'm taking prosperity because it just makes our empire a little bit more efficient. It makes specialists better. It makes cities take less upkeep. It makes districts have more jobs, and it makes them have more housing. All the sort of stuff that we want, because we have very few planets, so they need to be efficient as possible. And hey, it looks like we found a primitive civilization. We won't be able to do anything with them because they're a little bit out of our reach, but perhaps our friends will be friendly towards them. They are xenophiles, so maybe they'll do nice things to them. I really do hope they do. Now, I would like to build some energy generator districts over here in Terra Prime. We can't build farming districts on here, but in order to do that, I need to get rid of some tile blockers. So let's go ahead and have a look at what tile blockers this place has. Looks like we have quite a few, and I want to find one that blocks me from building thingy districts. Let's see here. So something is blocking the generator districts, and I need to try and figure out what that is. Max mining districts, max generator districts. So we're going to go ahead and clear out these flooded reactor pits. And it looks like we have actually encountered another type of alien. I'm going to go ahead and do these alien research projects. It'll take a bit of time, but hopefully we'll get something interesting from it. And it looks like we have a new ruler. One of my scientists was actually elected here, which means this is Wings of Ivory, who was on one of my science ships, and now he is my leader. He's going to be providing me with some very nice abilities and all sorts of great stuff there too. And now that Terra Prime has finished clearing out the energy district problems, we're going to go ahead and build an energy district in here in order to keep this population having jobs, because it's about to grow and there isn't a job available for these guys. And it looks like we discovered the space amoebas. I will do this someday, but probably not right now. I don't need to do it right now, but I'll probably do it down the road. For now though, we're going to go ahead and just research these aliens next. Alrighty guys, so we officially have our very first miner, so it's time to start robo-modding. And I already kind of have an idea for how I want to build these guys. The very first run are probably going to be farmer bots. Let's go ahead and create a template in here. Assembly cost is not important, however, assembly speed is, because how fast you get them influences how much they cost. I've actually found that assembly cost doesn't really do anything, so we could just make them more expensive and it doesn't matter at all. I'm going to get an extra two traits to work with. I'm going to go ahead and take food from jobs. These are going to be the farm droids, and I'll go ahead and plug in durable or potentially double jointed. I think I'm going to plug in double jointed here for now, so they take up less housing, so we can continue to pack more and more population into our cities. These guys will be known as the Prolbot, which is short for proletarian bot. These will be the Prolbot-F for farming, and they will be the proles, and the adjective will be proletarian. I don't know, it's kind of like the idea of having proletarian robots. And so now the Prolbots are built, we will of course be switching the production of population over to the Prolbot F so that we can fill in all these farming jobs and free up some of our normal population to do other things. And it looks like we have found another alien empire. This is with the conglomerate of Helven Jew 2. Helven Judge, Joel. And I have no idea what these guys are, but they look like, authoritarian xenophobes. We will greet you, but I don't think they're going to like me very much. Actually, they don't seem to have too bad of an opinion of me. I could guarantee their independence, but I think we're better off trying to play these guys off as friends. Now, the good thing is that they have to kind of they don't really have a way to get to us except for like between going through this ally, so we're relatively well protected from them, so I'm not too worried about it. I could try to make friends with these guys, but it would use up more of our influence, and I'm kind of already using a lot of my influence to I'm trying to get a defensive pact with these guys is basically what I'm trying to do. So I'm hopefully trying to boost my opinion over here. So let's see how that works out for us. And there we have it. We just traded them an active sensor link. I sent them 100 food and they are giving me the vision that they have. So I'll have a better idea of what these guys are up to. It might clog up our screen a little bit, but I think it's good to have that sort of a relationship. We're going to go ahead and claim this because I want the volatile moats, and then we'll probably start expanding and cleaning up some of these back areas, maybe looking to see if we can expand down into these areas and down into here. And interestingly enough, we have discovered a dimensional doorway on Terra Prime. We're issuing the special project to probe the dimensional portal on Terra Prime and add the portal research area to it as well. That's very interesting. This is going to produce us a lot of physics research and quite a bit of Unity. So I'm kind of excited to see what this has in store for us. I'm not researching anything super important in physics, so I'm going to go ahead and probe the dimensional doorway, even though I know that some of the events that you can get from this are very, 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 very bad. I'm also going to start expanding my fleet a little bit. So let's head over here to our shipyard and build up another fleet of interceptors. I want to do 3 interceptors for every corvette. So let's go ahead and plug in a little bit more alloys. I will sell off some minerals and buy some alloys, and then go ahead and produce a Pickett class corvette. It's telling me, right, there we go. And it looks like we have discovered another alien vessel. Let's go ahead and see if we can't figure out who these guys are. And it looks like we've ran into another set of aliens, although maybe they have discovered me. There they are, the Zeta Aliens. We'll go ahead and start researching them as well. Uh-oh. Base amoeba hunters. They seem to be hunting for me. Are they coming to take out my system? I hope not. They probably are. That really sucks. We did establish communications with the Lyrite regime, and they are fanatic, militant, and materialist, so they do actually share some of our ethics, which is quite good, because it means we might be able to get a good relationship with these guys. I'm going to go ahead and guarantee independence with these guys in order to get their trust up a little bit. And we have probed the dimensional mirror, and it seems like it's connected to a planet which looks very much like Terra Prime. Stranger still, there's a signal being broadcast through. This is Wings of Ivory of the Birdman Consortium. Who are you? No, I am Wings of Ivory. Who are you? Fascinating, so which is true. Amazing. I think it's portal bridges gap between alternate dimensions, but at some point in the future, the event must have cost our respective, okay? Tell us how your Birdmen fare. Which is the same as your expect. We have spread it throughout the space from the immortal Avery since the beginning of the warp drive. We travel by hyperlane. Hyperlanes, perhaps discovering different types of FTL travel was a divergent point between our 2 universes. Does this mean you're not beset by warp beasts? No warp beasts here. Are they a serious threat? The warp beasts assail every known civilization. They are a threat to all life. As we have determined, once warp travel has reached a certain critical level in the galaxy, the warp beasts awoke and attacked. Several species we know have already fallen, but so far we are holding them off. Sounds terrible. Can we help? Yes, interdimensional trade treaty to strengthen both of our nations. For the benefit of the Birdmen. Interdimensional trade. Yeah, unfortunately, these amoebas are killing this off, which means we definitely need to transmute some of our resources into other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and sell off some of my various resources in order to build up a cash bank with which I can purchase some alloys. I probably need to sell off a little bit more, and then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this fleet, the Murder of Barra, with a few more ships. And there we go, they're on the way, and that will hopefully build them up to a point. I have this other fleet patrolling due to piracy, but I could honestly probably do this with a single picket ship. So what I'm going to do is sort of split this fleet up and then remerge with this and build another ship. Okay, so I split the fleets up, and these guys are now going to patrol on their own, and then these guys are going to head over here. I hope they don't like remerge, because it's kind of annoying that they're being kind of weird. They keep trying to remerge together, which is not what I want, and I'm going to want to sort of merge these things together and upgrade them so that I have a fleet that might be capable of taking on the spaceborne amoebas, because they are totally wrecking one of my stations over here, which is making me very, very sad. And it looks like we just finished an archaeological project that is related to the Voltam artifact, so now we're up to 2 artifacts, which I'm pretty happy about. And here we have it. We have researched super solid materials, and we can go ahead and start researching a new thing. It might be a good time to go ahead and upgrade to destroyers or starholds, but I think we're going to go ahead and research destroyers here so that we have slightly stronger ships available to us. So the Murder of Barrow is now up to 12 ships strong. I'm going to go ahead and add one more picket ship and then reinforce it, and then this should be strong enough to go and fight the space amoebias who have squatted over here in Lambitus. I might redirect my expansion I kind of want to expand down to Chiselion, but I also want to start expanding towards these guys because there's a nice archaeological site that I would have to pick up, and I have to do quite a few hops to get there, and they're not too far away. So I might look into expanding down this way, so I might move this construction ship in position to do that. I would like to grab that if I can. If I can't, it's not a big deal, but, you know, I'd like it. And we have encountered yet another alien species, so we're going to go ahead and start to contact them. And over here in our new colony, Fotera Prime, I have been moving population over so we can go ahead and start building this up. We are going to go ahead and choose our first building. I think it's always a good idea to get at least one alloy and at least one civilian industry. However, we already have a source of civilian consumer goods in the form of trading. So I'm going to go ahead and just go straight to alloy foundries because I want this city to be able to increase my military capabilities. Right now I'm not making that much alloy, so it's probably a good idea to start producing more. And here we have it. We have finished researching moat harvesting traps just as I moved this guy away. I'm going to go ahead and swing him back to pick that up, and we'll start a new research. And it looks like we could get chemical plants if we wanted to, which would turn minerals into moat harvesting, or I could get better hyperlane things. My empire is starting to get pretty sprawly, so I think a better hyperlane would be pretty good. Let's go ahead and work on that. It means we can move around our empire a little bit quicker and maybe meet some more people. And it looks like we've established communications with yet another empire. This is the polity of Kripa. I'm going to try and see if we can be friendly with them. Looks like they're over here, and they are fanatic egalitarians and pacifists, and they don't like me because of my bombardment and slavery policy. So there's not really much I can do about that. I could declare rivalry with them, which I think is probably an okay idea since that will give me a little bit of influence per month, and they're not really in a position to really do anything against me. So I think declaring that rivalry is perfectly fine for the extra wait, well, I'm not getting it. There it is, the extra influence. And it looks like the Belmacosa Republic has decided to offer me a migration treaty. I am not sure if I want to take this. On the one hand, extra population could be pretty cool. On the other hand, I'm not sure if I want a whole bunch of different people. Are the Birdmen the kind of people who want to see this? Well, I guess we do have some population that are xenophiles, so I will go ahead and accept that migration treaty. That might cost me a little bit of stuff here. We are pretty close to getting a defensive pact, and our trust is building up. So is our relations. They don't want to do a defensive pact, mostly because they already have a defensive pact with who? Some unidentified empire. They're guaranteeing my independence, so that's quite good. The migration treaty might result in some good things. Maybe we'll get some population moving over here. I don't know. We'll have a look. It looks like actually, mostly it's me emigrating to them, which is not ideal at all. And so now Fotera Prime is lacking a little bit of housing, so I'm going to go ahead and build a city district in here, which will provide some clerk jobs as well as some housing. And we've actually discovered another primitive civilization that's in the Steam Age. We might be able to get down here to Hoshfir. It really depends on which direction these guys expand. If they expand south, we'll be able to get it, but if they expand even one node this way, we won't be able to get there. Hopefully we can expand down here and pick these guys up and make friends with them. I think that would be pretty cool. And now that we're actually looking into maybe getting into combat, I'm going to go ahead and have a look for a leader, for the admiral, for the fleet. And I think I might go ahead and take the Trickster here, which has a high chance to preserve our ships if they get low on health. And we have found yet another Voltam artifact. We must have quite a few of those already. Yeah, it looks like we've picked up 3 out of 6, so I'm excited to maybe see if we can finish that off. Although, you know, sometimes it can be difficult. And it looks like the Lyrite regime would like to initiate a research agreement between us. And I'm going to go ahead and accept that because I want to have good relations with these guys. They are superior to me, but they also share my ethics. And that's actually quite rare for my games that I have good relations with my neighbors. Oftentimes, it's me getting dunked on. So I'm quite happy to take this. And it's also time to get a new Unity idea. We're going to go ahead and take administrative operations, which will increase our building upkeep. Sorry, reduce our building upkeep is what I meant. And that will hopefully save us a little bit of cash in the long run. And now we finished the society research, xenobiology. That's really, really nice. It's going to give us extra things that we can unlock. I could unlock energy siphon here. Starbase capacity would also be pretty nice. I would like to maybe get some fortress worlds up on my borders. Terraforming would be another nice thing because that leads us down towards the direction of being able to actually build Gaia planets. So I'm kind of tempted to grab that. So I think that's going to be our next technology. We're going to go ahead and pick up terraforming. So apparently I have a Belmacosa somewhere or something because I'm able to colonize this planet, and they're not really the kind of population that I'm going to be using to colonize. So we'll wait off on that one. We will be colonizing with burbs Our plan is to not colonize until we have Gaia worlds available and then spread our people far and wide. I don't mind having a few, like, you know, minority pops floating around my empire. That's totally fine, but this is a sort of a Birdman run. Just, you know, that's a consequence of having a good relationship with this guy. And there we go. We completed the alien specimen procurement event chain, which is going to give us a bunch of unity, some influence, energy credits, and society research, which is all very nice stuff, which is going to make it so that we can actually claim this corner node, which means we can actually secure a station over these primitives, which I'm pretty happy about. We have now unlocked the destroyer, so we're going to go ahead and design one of those. We'll also start some new research. I could go for city district housing. I think I want to unlock fusion missiles here. I think that's a perfectly reasonable pathway to go because we do have missiles on some of our ships. And so here we have our two new destroyer designs. We have the Anathema class destroyer, which is a gunship heavily loaded with a bunch of coil guns. I decided to go with the multiple small guns. I don't know why exactly. Maybe we could actually switch this over to a medium gun as well. I think that might actually be a little bit better. And we'll save that again as the Anathema class. This is a ship of the line type ship. It has quite a long range, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to try to sit at a range of 50 and plink down the enemy with its high rate of fire. The other ship that we have designed is the Interdictor. This is a picket ship with a flak battery, 2 sentinel point defenses, and some small red lasers, because the flak batteries do not do a whole lot of armor damage. So my logic was, if this ship does not do a lot of armor damage, sometimes these will be firing at shields, so it's better to have something that can do damage once the armor is down. This is going to be a support ship. It's going to be built in a similar ratio, 3 normal battleships to a picket ship. This is more of an escort than an actual fighting ship. It's just a little bit of a cheaper, I don't know, it's probably not really an efficient way to play, but I kind of like to role play a little bit when I'm playing this game. This one's a little bit heavier on shields compared to armor, whereas the Interdictor the Anathema is a little bit heavier on armor compared to shields. So I think these are a couple of fun designs. I like to do this kind of thing where I have a dual doctrine rather than having like one particular ship that I build all of. I like to have a mixture, right? It just makes me, I don't know, I have more fun when I do this. So, you know, that's just the way I play. I hope you guys find it interesting as well. Alrighty, so on our capital world, we have a little bit of unemployment, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a farming district, so that my robots that I'm building will have something to do. These guys are great farmers. They're slightly more efficient than my current pops, and that'll mean I don't need quite so many farmers throughout my empire. I'm hoping to be able to feed my entire world basically off of my capital. And here we're about to witness our very first combat of the game. We're going to be fighting some amoebas. Let's go ahead and see how our fleet of interceptors and Ascend class corvettes do against this. I don't know how good they're going to be, but let's go ahead and slow the game down so we can watch the combat in a normal speed. Looks like we're faring pretty well. A couple of our ships are down to armor already. The Voltam satellite, I'll have to check that out in a moment.
Situation log update.
Things are going nicely. The first space amoeba is starting to go down. We have pretty good hit rate compared to theirs. Their hit rate is pretty low. This guy needs to escape, and it looks like he was blown to bits. So we did lose a ship, which kind of sucks, but we are doing great damage against these guys. Their hull points are going down pretty quick. The large space mother, oh, you need to get out of there. Come on, warp away, buddy. Looks like they are not interested in escaping. That's unfortunate. So we lost another ship. We're going to have to rebuild this fleet up to maximum strength. Looks like we're focusing on this guy, and now this base amoeba is going to go down. Awesome. So we lost 2 ships for all of that. Let's go ahead and repair and reinforce and see what we can do the next time. And that's all we have time for. I'm going to go ahead and call that episode here. Hope you guys are enjoying this more edited series. Again, please let me know what you guys think of this. Would you like to see me do more of this kind of stuff in future? I will always do full Let's Plays of Civilization, for example. But in these other games, I feel like they take a long time to commit to. And I feel like we can get through the series in a more reasonable fashion if I cut down the videos a little bit and just show you the interesting parts. Anyway, I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!